Today I want to show you how to flirt with a guy, and I have to warn you, some of the flirting techniques that I will share with you are kind of weird, but they all work really, really well. And I want to start this episode with one specific tip that might not be a specific flirting technique, but it's very important that you understand that. The more confident you are, the more likely it is that he will see your signs. When it comes to effectively flirting with a guy, it's all about letting him know that you are actually flirting with him. And you as a woman, you might say, yeah, of course, I'm obviously flirting with him. Why doesn't he see it? But the tricky thing about men is that men are absolutely terrible at decoding the flirting signals of women. I mean, seriously, men are so stupid when it comes to seeing the signs of women. And I know it's not easy to admit this because I'm a guy, but it's the truth. So if you're flirting with a guy and you might be saying, hey, I'm already showing him my interest. I'm showing him that I'm flirting with him. Why does he not make a move? And you think it's because he doesn't like you. But the truth is, in 99% of the cases, it's just that he's too insecure about his own ability to decode these signals that you're sending him. So just imagine a typical scenario. You're in a bar, you see a guy, you flirt with him, and he doesn't make a move, and you assume he's not into me. But in his mind, it goes all left brain male type thinking, oh, what if she just smiled at the guy next to me? What if she just smiled because she wants to be nice? Was it really a flirting sign? I don't know. I better not make a move because otherwise I get rejected. That's what's going on in his mind. So make sure that with all the techniques that I share with you in this episode, that you're confident about your ability to flirt with him. And the question is, of course, how can you become so confident that you will enjoy flirting with any guy you want without being afraid that he will reject you? I promise you that once you've discovered the secrets to becoming his secret obsession, then he will be so obsessed with you that it's absolutely impossible that he will reject you. And once you have this power and this knowledge, then flirting with guys will be so much fun because you know he won't reject me. And if you want to have this power, then you can watch the video in the description. And you can also play a little peekaboo game with him. And I want you, my flirting techniques might sound a little bit weird, but they're really effective. You know peekaboo, right? When you hide your face and then you show it again, you go peekaboo. And you can basically play the same game with men because, yep, men are like children. And as my grandmother always used to say, once men reach the age of 7, they only grow. So here's what you do. You look at him, and then the moment he looks back, then you look away again. And you just smile a little bit while you look away. And then you look at him again. And then you wait for his reaction. Does he look back? Does he smile? And I promise you, once he smiles at you, while you play this little peekaboo game with him, this means that he's interested in him. And now you're already flirting with him. And then I want you to come closer and closer and closer. Okay, I don't want you to come closer and closer, but he wants you to come closer and closer. And if you really like him, then you probably also want to come closer and closer to him. And this is something that you can do in any possible situation. For example, when you talk to a guy in a club, you can just slowly remove the distance between you and him. And you can do the same when you're at the bar, when you're, for example, sitting next to him. You can get closer and closer. Or if you're talking to him in a social situation, let's say one of your friends introduces you to this guy in your social circle and you think, wow, this man is amazing. You just get closer and closer to him. And when he does the same, this means that he's interested in you because this is the sign that he's happy with you being in his private space. And people only do that when they feel really comfortable with another person. And pretend that you don't hear what he's saying. This is also a very weird but very effective way of flirting with him. Let's say you're at the bar and there's music in the background and he's talking to you, but you really want to eliminate the distance between you and him. But you're afraid that you will be too straightforward if you just get really close. So what you can do is to just pretend that you didn't hear what he says. And as a result, you just get closer, you lean in and you ask him if he can repeat it. And then he will scream it in your ear. So yes, this flirting technique is very, very effective, but your eardrums might break in the process. So please be aware of that. And then there's also another flirting technique which is closely related to that. And that's that you whisper in his ear. You can do that in a loud environment or you can do it in an environment that's not that loud. But when you do it in a loud environment, it's really, really effective because the fact that you are whispering in his ear is already turning him on. I mean, when a woman whispers in a man's ear, as a guy, I know it's a turn on. That's just how it is. And the second reason why this is so effective is because while you whisper in his ear, he doesn't understand a freaking word you say. So again, he has to come closer, and the distance between you and him goes boom out of the window. And accidentally touch him, because when he gets the clue, then he will touch you back, and then you can continue to climb the touch ladder. And it can be just a soft touch on his arm or on his shoulder, whatever it might be, just a very, very soft and gentle touch, as if it just happened accidentally. And if he gets the clue, he will be in his mind, oh boy, oh, I'm so excited, finally, she wants me, I can touch her. And then he will touch you too. And then you can slowly and steadily climb this touch ladder, and it gets more and more intense, the more and more the night progresses. And you can also drive him crazy with the triangle look. What is the triangle look? Here's what you do. While you're talking to him, you look into his left eye, then his right eye, and then you go to his lips. And then you can look into his eyes again. And this will drive him crazy, I promise you this. If you just switch from eye to lips, to eye to lips. So on the one hand, you're holding eye contact, which is already driving him crazy, but then you also stare at his lips, which is a sign of I want to kiss you. And if you combine this into the triangle look, he will be into you. And especially if you also combine this again with the next flirting technique. Gently bite your lip while you're looking at his lips. I still remember when I was on the first date with my girlfriend, and I still remember the exact second when she did that, when she looked into my eyes and she then bit her lip. And inside I was like a volcano. That was the moment when my hormones took over the thinking, because this really turned me on. She just gently bit her lip, just very, very gently. It wasn't really as obvious as you see it in some Hollywood movies, but it was enough for me to drive me crazy. And I know that you can do the same with the next guy that you go on a date with. And don't be afraid to appear a bit nervous when you're flirting with him. So many of my Skype coaching clients are terribly afraid that what if I flirt with him and he will see that I'm flirting with him and I'm nervous, and then he will see that I'm nervous and oh, I don't want to appear nervous. I want to appear the whole thing. Calm down. Calm down, because he does not see it. I promise you, he won't see it. He's so much in his own head and he's so nervous himself that he can only think of, oh my God, how do I look? Do I smell bad? Do I smell good? How does my hair look? Do I look good in this suit? Oh God, what's going on? I really like her. I hope she likes me too. That's what's going on in his mind. He doesn't even have the mental capacity in this situation to think about whether or not you are nervous. And another quick tip, a lot of men, me included, think it's very, very cute when a woman shows a little bit of nervousness while she's flirting. But always remember, there's a 99% chance that he won't even see that, because he's trapped in his own head and with his own nervousness. And another one of Sebastian's weird flirting techniques for women is to taste each other's drinks. Huh? Yep, I'm serious. So what you can do when you're in a conversation with a guy, especially when you're at a bar or in any other place where he has a drink in his hand and you have a drink in your hand, you can simply ask him, hey, how does that taste? And if he then offers you the drink, you can taste his drink. And while you taste his drink, you hold deep eye contact. And this alone will make his hormones reach the boiling point. And if you then offer him to taste your drink, and you also hold eye contact and smile at him while he tastes your drink, oh boy, the hormones start to turn into a firework. Because it's kind of like an indirect kiss, and you know it and he knows it, and you will both enjoy this flirting game, I promise you. And then show him that you like his compliments by giving him a reaffirming smile. And yes, a very simple smile can be enough to let him know, hey, I really appreciate your compliment. I also like you. I also think that you're attractive. And if you combine this simple technique, this very simple smile, with the powerful technique that you discover if you watch the video in the description and if you become his secret obsession, then he will be so into you. I guarantee you that. And find a way to accidentally bump into him, like in a Hollywood movie. One of my Skype coaching clients, who I gave this advice to, she actually didn't want to do it. She said, "Oh, Sebastian, that sounds so 1950s. Oh, that's so weird. I don't want to put myself in this position, and no, I don't do it." And I was like, okay, then don't do it. But there was this one guy in her office that she was totally into, and she couldn't really start a conversation with him because she was working in a different department, and with her line of work, she wasn't really involved with him. So every way of starting a conversation seemed so unnatural because she had never talked to him. But then eventually she did it, even though she had told me that she wouldn't do it. So all she did was to walk up to him, bump a little bit into him, let something fall to the ground, and let him pick it up. And what happened in this situation? She went down to pick it up, he went down to pick it up, and you guess what? I know it sounds cheesy as beep, but it works. Her hand touched his hand, he stared into her eyes, and the rest is history. He actually asked her out 1 day later. Believe it or not, but this weird technique works really, really well. And then when you compliment him on his achievements and his skills rather than his looks. A lot of my Skype coaching clients, before they start their Skype coaching journey with me, believe that men react to the same compliments as women. And yes, of course, if a woman tells me that my jacket looks nice and that I'm handsome, I also like that. But for men, and that's something that I promise you, just try it out, even though you might be thinking, it's not true, just give it a shot. For men, a compliment about their achievements trumps every compliment about their looks. If you're on a date with a guy, and especially if you're on a date with a highly successful man, with the kind of guy that you want, and you show him that you really appreciate him for the fact that he's such a skilled man and that he has achieved the things that he has achieved. And if you also compliment him on his vision, on his mission, whatever it might be he's working on, I guarantee you he will fall for you. And if you want me to uncover even more truth about how men think, how men react, and how men feel, and how you can make any man you want addicted to you, then you might want to inquire for your first Skype coaching session with me. If you want to work with me, the link is in the description. And you can lean on him when you get the chance. Remember what I said about getting closer and closer. When you're watching a movie, or when he says something funny, or when he gives you a compliment, there's always a reason to lean on him. And the moment you lean on him, I want you to use the technique that you discover if you click on the link in the description and watch this incredible video till the end. Because then you know how you can become his secret obsession and how you can make him fall in love with you so fast. And if you enjoyed watching this video, if you liked it, please give it a big thumbs up and leave a comment in the comment section below. Share your opinion, share your thoughts. I would love to hear from you. And I would love it even more if you would hit the subscribe button and smash that notification bell so that you get notified whenever I release a new video for you. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video.